Well, hello everybody and welcome back to this Adobe live from Barcelona at the OFFF 2018 conference. For the next hour or so, we're going to be together with Will Paterson. Hey,
what's
Will.
up? Good to see you. Right?
You've been on the stream quite a few times already, right?
I have, yeah.
We've been streaming from Paris with you and San Francisco.
And now Barcelona.
Yeah,
so traveling the world.
Barcelona, yeah. So it's a what do they call it? Multi-localism. Multi-localism is the theme of our Adobe presence here this year. So
cool.
welcome everybody. Hello in the chat. Yes, we will be live with Will and Rufus. Hello, Yuri, Anna, Alexandre is here, Nayan. Welcome everybody. So remember, the cool thing about these Adobe Lives, of course, is that there's a live chat, and we're going to be checking that chat. So feel free to ask questions to Will or to myself. And I think we should get started right away because we're going to spend like half an hour looking at your work and what you do, Will. And then we're going to spend some time in half an hour to actually look at some portfolios that were submitted to us during the day. So some Behance portfolios to give constructive criticism.
Oh, I love doing that.
Are you ready for the constructive criticism?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for all of it.
Yeah, and exactly. There's a portfolio review tab on behance.net/live in the whole Behance experience there. Sign in if you want to chat. All you need is an Adobe ID. Anybody can get that.
Yep. Yeah. Just go straight in.
What age did you get your Adobe ID?
14? 15?
There you go.
About 14, 15, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, well, it must be, yeah. I was literally just before I left school, so yeah.
All right, awesome. So Will Paterson makes logo designs. He does hand lettering, and we've had you on stream quite a few times because he does much of that hand lettering also on the iPad. So maybe we're going to be able to experience some of that in our time with you.
Sure thing.
But I wanted to start with your website.
Sure.
And that's willpaterson.space.
That's it. It's a strange domain, but it kind of sticks out. So
what does it mean?
Well, I don't know. I just got asked, do you want this domain? And I was like, yes,
all right.
I'll have that domain.
I'll have the space domain. All right. So talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a logo designer or Logotype designer. I do hand lettering, I make YouTube content, and I talk a lot about the sort of industry of design and how to do it. On my website, it just shows you my work and what I do. This is quite actually an old piece of work, a couple of years old. But basically, it just shows everything that I do on here, like about me. It's going to be updated because it's like...
There's a fan in the chat. Hi, Will. I've been a fan of your tutorials. Really awesome. Design Sky.
Oh, no way. Oh, wait. I think... if you've got the same name on YouTube, I think I recognize you, dude.
Yep.
It's cool. So, yeah, this is my website. I do all my stuff. Like, this is sort of the hub of like contacting and stuff. I've got some of my old work and it is really old on here. My new work's on Instagram. As you can see, my portfolio is currently under construction at the minute. But this is like some of my really, really old work there that I'll just really quickly skim past.
But it's good to have the old work as well because it shows progress, right?
That's the reason why I started like Instagram and stuff. And when we look at Behance, you'll see my old work and then my new work.
Yeah.
Because
many people throw away their old work, but I think it's super important to have it there to actually be able to.
If you need to feel encouraged, if you think you're just going in a rut.
Even Will used to draw like that.
It was bad. No, I'm not even kidding. There's a video about it that I've done. It was bad. But so yeah, this is my website. You can see some of my hand lettering stuff there. And that's basically it. You can just contact me on there if you want a logo. I've got a store where you can buy stuff. And that's about it. And it's a cool video at the start.
And your YouTube channel, of course.
That's right. Do you want me to show that?
Yeah.
Let's get it on. So, here's my YouTube channel. I'll just make sure it doesn't play. This is where I teach all like my design stuff. I talk about tech to do with design. I do hand lettering. I complain about company logos in a nice way. And I just basically put everything on there. It's a very British
thing, right? To complain.
To complain, yes. We like standing in queues and complaining about a lot of things.
270,000 followers. I mean, subscribers to your YouTube channel. That's pretty good.
So it's grown massively, and I think it's just because people like the content, not just mine, but like they're getting actual design stuff. And because I'm freelance as well, it's kind of like people want to know how. So yeah, this is basically where I just teach everything. I have a bit of fun with it. There's amazing other YouTube channels here as well on the side, but it's good fun, and I teach everything on here. Do you want me to show my Instagram or?
Yeah.
So my Instagram, wait, it should be on here actually. There we go.
And we have Tim here.
Oh,
hey
yeah?
Tim.
What's up, Tim?
In Magdeburg, our super moderator here, who's I'm sure will be posting the links to all of these things, like your Instagram and your YouTube channel and your homepage.
That'd be so cool. So yeah, this is my Instagram. I started this out but beforehand. If you go far enough down, you'll see some awful selfies of me just actually trying to look stupid. But then I just tried to, or came up with this idea of I'm just going to post my work and see how much better I get at doing my work. So here's some of my newer lettering works here. And a lot of this is my portfolio stuff. So I've transferred this to Behance and from Behance to this, just so I can like get a good spread across the internet. But yeah, I do a lot of my lettering on my iPad, such as this, even though it looks like I've done it by hand because I'm tricking everyone. It just gives it more of that hand look.
That's actually a fake?
That's a fake,
that's fake news.
That's fake news, people. But it works so well because
that's the real tool right there.
It works. Like whenever I do like, such as this is like real. I do painting as well. Like that's real. I did that on my laptop cover. Yeah, there's some things that are real. That's done with pepper because it was fun.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of stuff on my iPad just to make it easier so I can compose it correctly and stuff.
And Franz Hulet is asking, do you consider doing live streams, Will? Do you do live streams?
So yeah, so Naomi, my wife, has just started working with me because doing live streams by yourself
Where is she? She's somewhere
I don't know.
here.
She's taking videos somewhere of me, or she's gone off and hidden.
Well, she's taking videos of somebody else right now, I think.
I
can't see her, yeah.
But yeah, so, you know when you're doing live streams by yourself, it's really stressful because you're trying to work and stuff, and doing Adobe Live ones is easier because you've got people moderating and stuff. So Naomi's going to start doing sort of the moderating and making sure that it works. So I'll be doing more live streams as we go. But
awesome.
Yeah.
So I hope that's good news to you.
Not fake news, good news.
Yeah. Hey, I heard Joe is here.
So many people.
Okay, Andreas from Vienna, great stuff. Hey Will, where do you look for inspiration? How do you keep track of all of your ideas that haven't made it to paper or iPad?
That's a good question.
Where's your moleskin or?
It's in my bag. I don't have it. Actually, wait. I could be wrong.
You could. Maybe there's a paper napkin. Oh, here we go. Field notes.
Oh, this is a brand new one, I think. Literally a brand new one.
Aaron Draplin ones, right?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. They're so good. You just keep them in your pocket.
Well, look, we can show it here if you want.
So this is a new one. You might have seen these ideas on there.
Let's see how it looks on the. If we can switch to the GoPro.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, there we go.
Yeah. So. Literally when I get an idea, I'll have like a pen or a pencil around and I'll just jot it down here super quick. If it's and that's how I come back to it. So if I come back to a logo design that didn't make the cut, I'll just come back and like check out my ideas or see the process, or I'll scan it in. This is all to do with the letter E for like a video that I did. But there's quite a few things that you can look out in here. I've got other moleskins and other notebooks with more ideas, but any inspiration I get normally comes from inside of here because I just like make something bad until it looks good.
It always starts with a sketch, right?
Yeah, and it's always a bad sketch of me, so it's 50 bad sketches.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I don't trust people with good sketches.
Yeah.
You know,
so you never trust people with good sketches at first.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you, like, is there a story about that photo of you in the in the mist?
Yeah, there is actually. So, wait, let me find it. There's a better one in here. So, Stefan Kunz, who live streamed in...
Stefan Kunz, yeah. He's like a Swiss lettering artist who now moved to Australia.
Yeah. He's like...
bold move.
Very bold move, but he was really... really good at taking pictures, and we're in Iceland doing a lettering project, using drones to take pictures of our lettering in the sand and stuff. I might be able to pull it up here, but he just took a nice picture of me like that, and this is all like real smoke. Like this is from the sulfur in Iceland, and it stank. Like it smelled like sulfur. But
unlike everybody, you didn't go to Iceland to do photography. You went to Iceland to do hand lettering.
In the sand, yeah, with the rake. I don't know if oh man, where is it? It'll be here somewhere. I swear, I want to show you guys because it makes more sense if I just find it so quickly. Come on, man, where are you? If not, I can just post it.
The thing that's fascinating when we scroll through these Instagrams or feeds from Will is that the amount of words that you have written. Do you count them? No.
No.
You just write on and...
It's like every day I just post something. I'm not going to find it, but if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see a video of me in Iceland with Stefan and Ian Barnard and Simon Cade, who's a videographer, doing using drones to take this massive image. You'll see it on my Behance as well. But
well, I'm interested now. Come on.
You want to see it?
Yeah, you can't just talk about it.
Okay, let's do it. It'll be on my YouTube channel.
And,
let's go look at the videos.
And Franz Hülle is asking, do you have an audience in front of us? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, because now there's a big keynote at the behind us. But hey, you know what? I can show you for a second, just very quickly. Let me see.
Apologies.
No, my apologies. Like here, if we go look. So this is how it works here. We have like a whole bunch. Oh, here's
there's a team.
The video crew. Yes, hello, hidden behind the screens there. There we go. And then we have some activities down there, and their Adobe Creative Cloud, and then we have like this really cool project 1324 right next to us. That's also an Adobe project with students. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. But as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here in Barcelona. And there we go.
And it's hot as well. So I've got an advert on here. That's not good. I'll just play this because otherwise it's not going to go. But yeah, this is the video. It's like the most enormous lettering project I've ever done. And I think it's here.
And you couldn't do that on a beach in Britain, huh?
Well, it was crazy. I can't find it. I still can't find it. I don't know where I put it. But look on my YouTube channel. You'll find an Instagram or something where the video is, and you'll see it's like a really fun video we made.
Awesome. Yeah. There's a question here that just moved up. Let me just recuperate that. Can you talk a little bit about branding and how do you get your designs to realize a client's goal?
So everything starts from the client's goal. So the first questions that you should be asking is, what are your 3 main goals? So you limit them to 3 so you can hit them. And every time you do a design or every time you're sketching an idea, you're critiquing yourself as to whether that idea that I drew, is that meeting the goal or do I need to add something? Now, most of the time, when it's meeting a client's goal, it means that, assets and stuff. So can this logo be used on this company billboard? Can this logo be used, on this branding asset, like a piece of paper, a business card? For the Adobe logo, you can see the Adobe Creative Cloud. It needs to fit on the website. It needs to fit on the walls here, it needs to fit everywhere, but also keep intact with the Adobe color schemes, which is like a really cool color scheme at the minute. It's all about the goals are the first thing you ask. So goals first, logo after. So once you know the goals, it's more vision to that. So I hope that makes sense.
And there's another question from, let me just scroll back up here, from Priyanka.
Yeah?
What's the most challenging part of doing a freelance gig?
Communication. So, because I work with a lot of, I hardly work with anyone in the UK. It's normally like America or Europe or somewhere around the world. Because of the internet now, and people see my videos, so they come to me and they see my work. So the challenging part is like communication. Right now I'm working with some people that are traveling around the world, so trying to get responses from them, but also, and it's understandable because they've got like time differences and stuff, and it's all about mapping out your time. So I guess getting paid isn't the hardest thing, but having a clear line of communication of knowing when you can talk to someone, how to talk to them, and how to like overcome obstacles of like whether someone's been a bit rude to you. That's the most challenging part, not the work.
Yeah, and there's a question also from let me see if I can come on here from from David. Can someone be ever get as rich as Jeff Bezos by doing design? You don't do it for the money, dude.
That's the thing.
Like, design well and prosper, live well,
you make
enjoy
money to
life.
design, not design to make money.
Yeah, you don't want to be a design billionaire,
That's the thing. Like,
Would you want to be a design billionaire?
I'd give it away. Like, if you had a ridiculous amount of money, you'd like obviously give it away. But something that I've realized is that money does help because it sort of allows you to take on projects that you want. So, for instance, if someone came up to me and said, "I've got like this small budget, would you design our brand?" I can be like, no, instead of feeling like I should say yes because of the money aspect. But obviously, I'm not a billionaire or a millionaire or anything like that. But money does help, but it's not everything. Like the quote that I use a lot is, you don't design to make money, you make money so you can design.
That's right. Yeah.
You're more free in it.
Yeah, because I guess the more money you have on the side, the more free you feel to like spend time on pet projects, on like side projects, which are so important.
Literally
always
Instagram,
find time. Yeah.
That's my side projects, all the lettering on there. So yeah. Any other questions or anything?
No, not now. So,
Great.
Will, we also have the iPad here. So I thought it would be cool if you could just draw us a letter or something. Let me see if I can move this around without breaking everything here.
Let's go for it.
There we go. Whoa. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Okay, now. Okay, I see that and this is a question that people will ask in the chat. Do you have something that makes the iPad not shiny?
Yes, it's a paper-like. So it's a matte screen protector. You can get them on Amazon really cheap. Something that I worked out is if it starts to lose its mattiness, you can just wipe it down with a cloth, and it comes back.
Ah.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but it helps with glare, but also it helps with...
And also, it's called
Paper-like,
and because it feels like paper. So basically, it was the Apple Pencil and paper-like. It feels like I'm drawing on paper.
Yeah, and if you listen carefully, you can hear it. It's crazy. It's crazy, right?
I've just signed your work.
You just signed my work. Is that your signature? Keep that for later.
Oh, Priyanka has a good question. While just you continue drawing and we talk together.
Let's do this.
Silly question. There is no silly questions, but how do you find cool words and phrases you write?
How do I find
the quotes and things?
I look online. So maybe there's like a song that I really like. So I'll generally go for a lyric or something. So something that I found that was a really cool thing to do is to find a band that you like or a singer and work on that lyric and send it to them. And they I've had a few times when they've posted it out after,
Actually, that's Adobe Photoshop Sketch. Yep, available both on iOS and Android.
Let's have a look. Let's do Barcelona, hey? Let's do it on a different layer.
And Martin says, write super cool. No, but you already have an idea. You already started doing something.
You want me to write super cool? I can do that, actually. Why not? It's less chance of me spelling it wrong, which happens all the time.
Yeah, cool is with a C, not a K.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm really dyslexic. So, just doing the skeleton of the design at first. So, you just get a general feel for it. And this is just really, a really easy way of just getting the lettering down. And then you can duplicate, this layer, transform it down. And we can put cool in a couple of different areas. Let's make another layer. So I'm going below the baseline just to give it a bit more space. This is just how I come up with an idea. You don't want to spend too long on them, because the great thing about the iPad is that once you've drawn it, you can manipulate it. So you can move the composition around.
And erase it and go back in time.
Literally, so that could be there. And so there's a composition, really simple one. I'll just say, that's that one. So you can double tap on the layers to make them hide, which is pretty cool. So and then I'll just go around with pencil again, but this time I'll add weight. Now if this is a logo, I'll be a lot it'd be a bit different because the way that logos work, it has to be really, really consistent all the way throughout. With my lettering, I sort of eyeball it a bit more.
So David, do you think somebody who doesn't know how to draw can get into graphic design? Well, I don't draw that well, and I'm a graphic designer, and I was quite successful at it actually.
Yeah.
So no, I think graphic design has a lot to do about also composition, understanding of shapes and forms, understanding of how to best put information together. But of course, also, and I think, Will, you can confirm that to me, like, also like drawing letter shapes and things like that, it's all a matter of practice, okay? Yeah. So nobody is born like being able to, draw letter shapes or do things like that. It's a system, it's a way of working, you really have to spend the time and practice. It's just like going back to kids school, where we learned how to write and like draw the same letter a gazillion times over, and practice I'm not saying makes you perfect, but practice brings you to perfection.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Like I can't draw anything but letters. Mm-hmm. I'm really bad at everything else. Mm-hmm. So I thought I would never be able to draw. So. Yeah. I just decided.
And Felicia, and that's a question for you that you can answer maybe. What's the best technique to learn how to draw letter forms on the iPad Pro? Would you bring an alphabet to sketch over, or do that over and over again? Like,
I wouldn't bring an alphabet over. I would have a reference alphabet, like not on the iPad, because the problem with technology is sometimes it can make it too easy, so you lose the craft. So the craft, like the iPad is supposed to be an extension to allow you to manipulate the letters so it's not finalized, so you don't have to use tracing paper all the time. Now, some people still use tracing paper, but the best way for you to learn lettering is get a book or like a font list online and have it in front of you and just draw the letters out, look at the proportions of it without putting it in the iPad, and then backwards engineer the way that you do it. If you just see how they've worked it out.
But one thing that Will didn't mention, but that you've all seen, the first thing he did, he drew these lines as guides, and you can do that very easily with the ruler tool. Just draw the lines and draw inside of the lines.
That's it, and it snaps. So it snaps the orientation, so you never get it wrong. So that's what I love about Adobe Sketch is the rulers, because it makes everything super precise and quick.
And Simon is asking, what do you think about starting on paper and doing a perfect drawing and then use a program like Illustrator to vectorize it? With automatic vectorization, I would always avoid automatic vectorization for letter forms because there are very strict rules on how you place Bezier points on letter forms in Illustrator to make them look good. Automatic vectorization adds a whole bunch of points, or too many, or too few. It's great for illustration if you don't want to recreate an illustration. But for letter forms, I definitely suggest you scan in your letter forms or photograph them, take them into Illustrator, and trace them the good old way.
That's it. I mean, there's sometimes where I've used live trace, but it depends on your style, right? Like if you're using like a proper simple one, like some of my stuff is really, like the hand lettering is really rough. And sometimes it's okay, but you have to tweak it a lot. But what you should do is if you want that rough feel with your lettering is vectorize it properly, so you've got a proper variation to, you've got a clean version. And then you use effects in Illustrator, because you can add effects to it after, But I wouldn't actually do a perfect drawing on paper for lettering anymore because I've got an iPad. You can do it in Photoshop. Like
absolutely.
You can use Wacom and get it in.
And yes, Vladimir, choice of language. Choice of language for what? Adobe Live is assuming it's for the live stream, but maybe it's for something else. So Vladimir, if you can be more specific, that would be great.
So we've got that.
So there we go.
I could see what brushes I've got in here.
I see some of Kyle's brushes.
Oh yeah, they're unreal. I just want to make sure I get one that maybe nah. I don't know. This is difficult to find. Here we go. That'll be better. Let's change the color.
Well, Martin is asking, where will this artwork go? Nothing. It will be saved.
It can go wherever it can.
But maybe the question stems from the fact that you can actually do professional work on the iPad using Adobe Photoshop Sketch or Adobe Illustrator Draw, or on an Android tablet as well.
I'm just going to sketch it in.
And basically, the resolution, you choose the resolution of your images. You can make them either very big or very small, depending on what you need to do with it. But the results are really, really good.
Yeah, as in you don't ever have to scan it in. That's the great thing about this. Like I can give this to a client, like if I would.
And Robert Erdman says, "Hey, that's the guy from YouTube. Amazing.
Hey, good to see you."
Yeah. That's right. Thank you for sharing the YouTube channel, Will's YouTube channel.
There's some tips on there. There's I talk a lot about Illustrator as well. So like logo design tips for.
So remember, we will be reviewing portfolios throughout the 3 days we're streaming live here from the OFFF conference in Barcelona. And on behance.net/live, there's a whole tab for submitting your portfolios, and we'll be selecting some of those to actually review with our guests. So if you look in the schedule, we have some pretty awesome guests, just like Will now, who will be looking at some of the portfolios. So of course, one thing is that we like is that people submit portfolios that have actually a relevance with the guests. So I'm looking forward to looking at some portfolios with some lettering stuff.
Sure, I can look at them now if you want. This is going to take a while to.
Yeah, no, maybe just make one letter like clean.
Oh
like
yeah,
how you would maybe make the
S,
the U.
Oh, the U. You want the U? Let's do the U. So. Let's see what eraser we've got here. Change the brush. Okay, so the way I do this is just going around it, making sure that it works very well.
And Kevin said it's a guest who will stop me from working again. Yeah, that's the thing about with Adobe Live.
It's all meant to inspire, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I need to go back to fill that bit in. It's a bit strange. Back to there.
And maybe while you continue drawing here, what I will do is open the portfolios on the other computer.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to move on this side.
No problem.
And let me
try and get this done.
Oh, we have some noise.
You have some music playing in the background. Hey, man. So that's kind of like a finish U. What I would like to do though is like bring the U down a tiny bit, like make these a bit more, I don't know.
You keep the audience entertained while I do that.
I can juggle. Juggle and letter. So yeah, the main part of like getting letters clean is these balls here. So whenever you're creating something, you've got to make sure that same angle, it's going at the same angle, So from like, let me just illustrate that. Same angle from here, going down, but it's also got to be the same here. So you've got to try and find the same point here and try and keep these as circular as possible in this sort of style, or keep this style of bowl very similar to the next one, from the connector. And that's what makes your typeface look a bit more professional when it's done. It makes it easier to vectorize as well.
So Kevin says, Will, can you give a tip about how to approach illustrative lettering to capture a movie or story?
Wow, that's a big question.
That's a good question.
Like
the style that you would apply to a movie or a story?
Well, it's in the context of if you've been commissioned, so you would obviously watch the movie, and you would...
Or read the book.
Or read the book, yeah, and you would take things from that time period, you would take things from that genre, so you could create a mood board and take inspiration. There's nothing wrong with, getting a Pinterest board or going on Behance and looking through and making a collection of work in that time period or with that sort of style, and then taking inspiration from that, So that's how I would do it. I'm not too sure on the execution of that, but on the preparation of it, it would just be a lot easier.
Definitely. All right, I think it's time to go watch some portfolios. So if we can have the little roll of video there, there's a little jingle. Oh, no video?
No
Just
jingle.
go straight? Okay, perfect. So, we'll start. I have three portfolios open.
Okay.
The first one is from Lena Chevchuk. Let me just turn the computer like this a little bit. From Eindhoven in the Netherlands.
Cool.
All right. Digital designer. Okay, so you describe yourself like that, and I always like to read the about. Okay, my imagination has done and still does have influence on almost everything I do. It has always been the most natural and easiest way for me to express myself. I'm always striving to create work that combines strategic design with compelling visuals and attention to detail. Always excited to work in a creative environment with like-minded individuals. Okay. All right, and a couple of clients that she has there.
That's cool.
So it's your review. So I know usually I tell my guests click on whatever inspires you.
Cool. I like the start of this. Like my portfolio is awful because I just shove images on there and I don't really explain it because YouTube and stuff is kind of like mine. But I love the fact that you've got Top Deck here. I'm guessing this is like a brand or a company that you're working for. It's French. I don't really read into it like at the top. I just like to look at whether there's three things that I look at: whether you've got context to the company that you're working for, whether it's real or not, whether you've got mock-ups to show that context, so you're saying it can work on this iPhone, and whether you've shown that it can be put on social media. So like you can see here, you've got your own app, I guess, which is cool. Nice color scheme. The only thing I would actually suggest though is like explaining a bit more about it. So like on each image. So like when a client, you've got to look at it when a client looks at your work, they're going to look at this image, right? And it's amazing work. But why is it different colors? Like obviously it's Spain and America and stuff. But just explain like maybe a one-line thing, a little more about it, or telling them the process. So make it more like a case study, I know you've got a lot of information here.
That's right, and this is the one thing that I always say, the more textual information you can put in a Behance portfolio, the better. Yeah. Because people like you and I, coming across your portfolio, yes, we have now we have a little bit of context here. We have, it says it's in 1973, founded in 1973, so it's a real thing. The assignment was to top text trips to the UK audience, all right, 18 to 30 something. One thing that would have been interesting is to understand, why you use those patterns, why they are sometimes different, like I see that, France is very triangular, America is still triangular or like at least geometric. Yeah. Spain, you see Spain I'm starting to get because it reminds me a lot of the Park Güell, the Gaudi Park, with all the mosaics and stuff.
Mosaics, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the way that you've got to discover it in different ways. I think it's cool. You've got the branding on there. I would just make, if it was me, and this is just a personal thing, where it says hashtag live like a local, just make it a bit smaller and a bit bolder, maybe increase the tracking or give it full caps so it's in uppercase, just so it's the same, you've got Top Deck as the logo, which is a bit more messy, a bit more vibrant, you're going out and doing stuff, it has that feel to it, but I would just change that. But the main thing is, look at your portfolio as how a client will come and look at you.
Exactly.
They're not going to read everything, so you've done a good job on the information snippets. But I would just have little captions, and you can do that on here. You can put captions, I believe, on each image to explain just one line about why you made that decision or a bit more about it. So, yeah. Yeah,
because they're all different, but they're slightly different, except Spain, which is completely different from all the rest.
Yeah, it's nice though. It's cool with the mosaics and stuff like that, yeah.
I kind of miss the shape of Portugal here because, it's not the shape. When you think of the shape of Spain, it's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, because that's the way you...
if you showed me the shape of Wales out of context.
Yeah, what's that?
England, what's that? All right. But anyway, very good.
Yeah.
Let choose another project.
Let's go for it. So you got another top deck thing. Let's go to the coffee one. I like looking at coffee ones. So first of all, like the information here is cool. But the first thing someone's going to look at is obviously the work. So I'm going to look at the work first. I like the fact you got mock-ups again. Context. I'm guessing. I don't know whether it's a coffee house. I doubt it. I think you just sell coffee beans. So yeah, you just sell coffee beans. I'm guessing from Kenya. Yeah. So I'm not too sure the context, but what I love though is, I don't know, it's like that Kenyan branding that you've got there. You've got the color schemes right. You've shown the context of where it is, and you've shown that you've got like different coffees and stuff like that with the tags, which is really cool. Is this a real project? It looks awesome, like with the beans and stuff. I like the bags. Is that a mock-up? I don't know.
It's a mock-up, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, but it looks so good.
Yeah.
You've got the...
it looks like a mock-up. I mean, it would be super hard to print on a bag like that because of the holes.
Yeah.
So
how awesome does that look there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it works so well. I love the logo and the way that it can be just, branded on there like that. I think, what I would suggest to do is maybe have this as the first image, or because you don't need to just show the logo, have one of these things as the first image, because you're talking about a very tangible thing. If this is what the customer's going to be walking away with, you want to show the design of that, because the design of it, if it had no branding on it, would interfere with the process or like influence the client not to walk away with it. And that's what clients are going to be looking at, is whether you've got this sort of mind with it. And also just, more information.
Yeah. And also, like, always state on a Behance portfolio whether it's student work, whether it's passion work, if it's client work. Like, say what it is. Like, give us a context. Like, why did you do it? And how did you get to those results? That's always very important.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Shall I look at another one? That looks cool, though. I liked it. Let's have a quick look at this one. Oh, wow, this is cool. So, finding certain independence from visual references in the world, personal interpretations of my visions, using nature and music as an inspiration. The aim was to create a visual, strange-looking environments combined with abstract art and sacred... Is that sacred geometry? Whoa. The book included it as... Oh, wow. So, I love stuff like this because it's just so interesting. I would literally want one of these. My favorite one is, I think, that one. I like the colors and the details, but also the space. And I think it's the geometry of it just works so well. I'm a bit confused about this, but I don't know why. It looks good though. I'm a bit confused. Soul searching. Okay.
Maybe there's some other words in there, like the chi.
Yeah.
Like the Chinese chi, the sea. The owl. No, just
kidding. The owl. Soul. I like this. There's a lot of space and a lot of room, which is good for nature and stuff. In nature, you have like dense parts, but also you have like spaced parts, spacious places. And I don't know if that's what you're trying to go for here, but that's what I see.
So thank you, Lena, for submitting your portfolio. I hope that information, that information was useful. Oh, you moved straight away to Matteo Cuccato.
I did.
From Peschiera del Garda in Italy. So graphic and character design, illustrated photography lover, strudel brain. All right.
Nice.
And anything else? Oh, featured in a whole bunch of places. That's always nice when you start getting these, right?
Yeah. Like little awards,
from
right?
Tirol, Matteo Cuccato. I know Matteo. I think.
He's worked for Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So here, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. Maybe you want to go into things that have a bit more lettering?
Yeah, sure.
Matteo, hey, there you are.
So, let's have a look. Oh, off Barcelona. Cool. Oh, this is so good. It's like, what is it? Reminds me of Back to the Future.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, like very 80s.
Yeah, this effect. I love it so much. Like, oh, that is so cool. And that's like very much, that's kind of like, what is it, Daft Punk's. It's like Daft Punk, right? It's just a style that I love about it.
And these are all the guests from last year.
How cool is that?
Maybe 2 years, I don't know. What did it say, a date?
Um,
Matteo, we need more information. They're really cool designs, but it would be so awesome to know more. 2015,
exactly, yeah. Literally, you could put a captions. It doesn't go amiss when you put your work. And no, you know, I don't do this, but it's so good just to put captions at the bottom, especially if you use Behance as your primary portfolio site to get found by different companies that literally are searching for the things that you do and the programs that you use. It doesn't go amiss just to add a bit more information here, because if I'm a designer, obviously we know it's off. We've got the lineup here from a couple of years ago, but a client might be going, oh, what's this about? I don't even know, you know? So it might be good just to put a bit of information on there. Let's have a look at another. He's got some lettering.
Matteo, since you're in the chat, maybe you can ask Will to look at a specific project. So you just open this, but maybe, Matteo, you have one that you would like us to look at.
I love the colors. What I love about your work is that you're very colorful. Like, a lot of it is like, you know, white on black, so it's negative, like the color. And I love the lettering here. Because even though there's a lot going on with that logo, it just works, because you've got from the color of it, you've got like the hierarchy of it all, you know? Oh, these are amazing. Look at that.
Oh, Matthias says something very important. Yeah, Behance Adobe portfolios do work. I was approached yesterday by someone randomly wanted something some things designed and printed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's such a great way to find talent, and we're making, you know, we're working a lot on Behance, on the various algorithms to find the right things, and you know, the world really has changed. It's not a matter of like walking around with your portfolio and going from agency to agency anymore.
Yeah.
It's really on building a really strong online presence, and by strong I don't mean a ton of followers. By strong I mean like the quality of the work. And,
consistent.
And the one important thing about Behance portfolios as well is something that I noticed is that focus on the work you want to do. Don't put in things that you know that you're not confident of, or that you know old stuff that maybe you don't want there, because maybe somebody will want you to redo that and you don't want that. So focus on the work you want to do. And one other thing is very important also, I think, on Behance portfolios is focus. Like again, it comes back to focus on the things you want to do. Don't say you can do everything, because like in 2018, like clients are not interested in people who can do everything anymore, okay? So if you're a very good photographer and a very good illustrator, maybe try to do two different things, like you the illustrator, you the photographer. Don't say, I'm a photographer, I'm an illustrator, I'm a graphic designer, I can do everything.
It's niching, isn't it?
It's niching, and that's a super weird,
it is, isn't it?
Completely counter tendency, you know, like...
well, you think the world's going to say, oh, you can do everything, let's hire him. But in reality, when they look at, you know, maybe an illustration or animated illustration here, they'll look at you for that because they've seen this, you know? So, yeah, it's cool. Like, I love your work here, dude. I've got nothing bad to say about it. Not like I was saying anything bad about the other ones. But
Matteo says there's mental health for rent. Has some...
here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, cool.
Has some lettering in it as well.
Nice. So I love the illustrative side to the lettering. So like this is like proper. What I love about it is that it all intertwines with the illustration at the same time. So like it's not just lettering, but it's intertwined with all the other work around it. And again, your colors are just amazing. Obviously the pills, and this is a huge topic. You know, this is a cool piece of work. Was this done on the iPad? Cintiq. On Photoshop, I guess. So here's his ideas. And then he added some texture to it. Look at that. Were you using Carl's brushes?
Yeah, I love these grit brushes.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
cool,
ones that
right?
add a little bit of dirt.
Yeah, this is awesome. I love the way that you've got like everything about it like speaks to the topic of mental health, right? because a lot of people suffer with mental health stuff. So, and if you have any experience with it, you might be able to understand it a little bit. But with the actual lettering itself, the way that it is all wiggly, but you've got the color in there and you've got it so it's legible.
That's the main point, right?
Yeah, legibility.
Legibility. Otherwise, why would we draw words if it?
Exactly. Sometimes my words aren't legible, which I have to slap myself across the face.
Matteo says thanks, Kyle's brushes. Yeah. Well, Kyle will be here on Adobe Live. So I think either tomorrow or maybe today. Check out the schedule because Kyle will be here with some awesome mobile artists. So check it out. And and Kyle, the cool thing with Kyle's brushes is that Kyle joined Adobe back in October, and all of his brushes, the Mega Pack, the gouaches, the oil, the manga brushes, everything, is available for download for all of our Creative Cloud members directly from Photoshop. So
you just go to Photoshop and download it, right?
And you can use them on your iPad as well.
Exactly, all the brushes go to your iPad, right? That's so cool. Yeah, I love your work, dude. It's awesome. Should we go to the next portfolio?
Let's go to the last one. Yeah.
So
it's here. Wait, no,
this one here, I think.
Oh, Nikki Meyer. So Nikki Meyer, if you're in the house, knock in the chat and feel free to ask questions. And maybe also tell us what you want us to look at.
Sure.
So in advertising. Okay.
Cool. Illustration, advertising, art direction.
Johannesburg, South Africa. Same time zone. You have no excuse not to be here.
Yeah.
Let's go down a little bit more to see if there's a description. I'm fascinated by many things. Okay. That's good. That's a good.
So a very few words.
That's a good start for the conversation.
So let's have a look at most recent or the highlighted. So.
Well, thank you, Matteo.
Wow. Check that out. So 36 days of type.
There you go.
Wow. So you've really gone artificial intelligence. That is really clever. How you did this in Illustrator?
Yeah.
It looks so cool from the gradients and stuff. I love stuff that's negative in the background. I work so much in white paper with black pencil, that I love seeing things like this.
Oh, and then also using it in a context.
Yeah. Oh, so cool.
I'm wondering, all letter? Oh, the B letter?
The B?
Bioluminescence. That's a difficult word to say. You say it.
Bioluminescence?
Luminescence.
Ooh, I can't say that.
Bioluminescence.
My brain might explode. Okay. But I like it seems to me that you're very abstract with it, but you've got a good direction towards it. So you're taking the concept and you're just running with it, which is cool. But the good thing about it is that you're explaining it. So if someone did come to this, they may not understand if you didn't have, the intro and stuff. So this is a really good example of making the client or potential customer understand where you're coming from. I like this one for the C. Man, do you sell these on posters? Because that's a cool, that'd be a cool poster. It's cryptocurrency. Oh, that's crazy. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. The color schemes that you got going on. Obviously, I'm more of a lettering artist than an illustrator, but again, the D is cool. I just love the way that you've gone through type and totally illustratively or illustrativized it, if that's the word, transformed it into an illustration, which is something that I really would love to work on,
Oh, I love the hyperloop thing, the H with the hyperloop. Well done. That's a really nice project.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of work for 32 days of type, 31 days of type?
36, I think.
36 days of type. Because that's a lot of work. So kudos to you.
So cool. Mm-hmm. It just works so well. You've explained it and it's obvious. But the great thing is it's legible most of the time. So it just makes so much sense. Wow. Well, that's cool as well. I love your work.
We have time for one more project to look at.
Yeah, so let's go
from Nikki.
So we've got another 36 days of type.
Another one, 36 days of type.
Wow. Okay. So this is what is this? Wonderful experience.
Flower.
So this is orchids. I'm guessing. Yeah. So Okay, right. So it's like the tie of the alphabet in Orchid terms. And that's really cool because you've got a lot of the orchid characteristics in there, right? I love orchid flowers. They're really pretty and nice to look at. I love the S. That's cool because that's really legible. I mean, with this, you've gone really creative, but I think, sometimes it's depending on the output and what you're using the work for, you can have it legible or not. But just simply having the inspiration for a certain form, like with a letter, helps you come up with a new idea. I think it's cool. So I like it how you haven't just tried to make it too legible to compromise with the actual illustration. I think it just looks...
Yeah, that's a truly impressive portfolio. Like Priyanka says, Nikki, and Yuri says, I don't think Nikki's in the chat, but it doesn't matter because now YouTube also saves the chat.
Come on, does it?
Never knew. Since a few weeks.
Oh, right, never knew.
So basically when you watch the replays, you have the chat available, so Nikki will be able to see you guys in the chat. So yes, the alphabet is cool. Great. Habenaria radiata. Whoa.
Oh, that's supposed to be an H, right?
Oh, that's the sources.
Yeah, so this is the literal sources of
crazy stuff, Nikki.
Come on,
let's look at one last project.
Yeah, I know.
Just have a couple of minutes.
Logos.
Ah.
So architects. That one's cool. What I would do is just I'm going for a logo critique here, make these lines a bit thicker. Because when that's really small, you won't be able to see it too well. That's me.
Yeah.
It's a cool logo though. Love the background. Your color schemes are amazing. I like that too. Because you've got the renewable energy, so it's green, but it's also metallic. So it's talking about energy, creating energy and stuff, very modern. I like that. This is so cool. I look like the Victorian monograms and like the type that you've got going on here, because it works so well, and I've never seen type like that. It just looks awesome. What else? That's cool with the shadows and stuff. You can tell it's a bit. You're really creative with illustrating letters.
And the colors and the backgrounds and things like that, which makes the logos even more compelling.
Yeah.
Like putting them in a background.
So cool.
Yeah, and like I always say, the more explanation you can give us, the better. Like this.
Yeah.
Just this. It's so cool because I understand all the things you wanted to express, how you put them together, and what it became. It makes total sense. So if you could do the same, for things like this or this, I'm sure everybody has their reasons for doing things. It doesn't just come out of nowhere like that.
Sure.
Like magic. So basically, it's always important to give us a little bit more context.
That's right. Something you could do is take each one of the processes of these logos
and Will,
make
you will be talking here at OFF?
I am tomorrow.
You are a speaker at OFF.
I know,
Woo!
crazy. Help me. No,
crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's a big crowd, huh? That's what, 3,000 people sitting there?
I don't know if I'm in there. I'm in there.
Yeah, anyway. You're in the other one. Oh, but you're over there.
Yeah, I'll just change stages.
Okay, so great to have you guys in the chat. The stream goes on. This is day 1 of 3. We're live from Barcelona at the OFF conference. There's a whole bunch of things happening here. And we'll be right back with Paloma Rincon. Then we have Tina Tully on the stream. And then I'll be back also with the new Adobe Creative Residence for the EU in Europe here. Super interesting stuff. And then, check out the schedule on behance.net/live. Everything's written there. And William, what can I say? Thank you so much for being with us. And
cool.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.